So in this little rant, I want to talk to you a little bit about downloading music. That means buying music, basically getting music on your computer. In the old days, when old people were young, we used to have things called vinyl records. Now they scratched, but they did have nice artwork and stuff that you could, you know, enjoy, put on your wall, whatever, but they were pretty useless. There was the cassette tape, which frankly now, if I see someone with a cassette tape, I leave the house. It means they're a stalker, there's something wrong with them. What era are you in? Then the CD, which was supposed to be the be-all and end-all of everything, and you couldn't scratch it. Yes, you can. All my CDs jumped, but it was okay, it worked. But now, of course, all those things are defunct, because what you do now to get your music is you either download it or you stream it. It's basically instant gratification. You hear something you like, you don't have to go to King's Lynn and flick through some remote shop to get there. You just basically go to your computer, tap in the name of the band, I'm an ex-goth, the Grateful Dead solar-powered black people. Go in, bang, download it, and you've got it. Instant gratification. I do regret not having a physical thing anymore. I don't actually have sleeve art, although you can get it on your computer. But overall, it is just the way to go. Basically, I'll use iTunes, which is the most sort of legal, normal way to do it, because we are talking about legal ways of getting music. So I'll go onto iTunes, I'll tap in, I've heard something on the radio or someone's told me about it, up it'll come on iTunes, I'll choose the one I want, buy it, I've already set up an account, you just put your credit card details, it'll appear on my computer and it'll stay in my iTunes where I can play it wherever I want. I can also put it on my iPhone, so when I'm going off or I'm traveling, I've got it there, I can listen to it. I mean, there is nothing better than that. The problem with downloading on things like iTunes is if you want to listen to a band or a song before you download it, you can only hear about 30 seconds. So another option is streaming. Streaming is basically where the stuff is being played anyway, and you just go in and tap into it. You don't actually buy it, but you can listen to it on your computer. There are websites like Spotify.com where you can go and do that, and that's actually a great way of just listening to a lot of music. If you don't want to actually physically own it, you just want to listen to it and let it go back into the ether. It's also good if you just turn up somewhere and you're online, just want to listen to some music and go to somewhere like Spotify. But if you want to own the stuff, then you need to download it. There are other ways of doing it. There are illegal ways, which I'm not going to tell you how to do, and they're wrong. One of the slight downsides that you need to be warned about of people all owning their music collections online and on their computers now means that obviously one of the good things is that your entire music collection is now portable on a little MP3 player. Unfortunately, it means that people can bring it round. So what happens is all your dullest friends come around with their terrible little, remember in the old days people used to make mixtapes. They used to give you a mixtape and go, oh, here's my mixtape, listen to it. And you go, oh yeah, I really will do that. And then you just throw it out. Problem now is it's like someone coming around with a mixtape and insisting you listen to it. I mean, imagine in the old days, if I had to carry my record collection around or my CD collection, I mean, I'd need a lorry. Now I've got an iPhone that size and I'm carrying around my entire CD collection and I can bore anyone with it just by plugging into their stereo. But be aware that people can now become even more musically boring because they've got access to your own stereo. I'm a Mac person, always have been, so that's why I'm using iPhone and iTunes, but there are all sorts of other things you can use to download. If you're not necessarily into Macs, you can use Napster and Yahoo and Audio Lunchboxes, all sorts of different places to do it. Again, what you need to download music is pretty simple stuff. I mean, the better broadband connection you have, the quicker it takes, but it literally only takes, 10, 15 seconds to rip, which is the technical term, to download a song onto your computer. I've got about 22,000 songs basically on my computer, and that takes up about 22 gigabytes. So if overall your memory is 100 gigabytes, I don't even know what I'm talking about, it's technobabble, but it's fine. My biggest tip of all, and again I know this is really obvious, is if you are gonna own your music collection on your computer, back it up. Because just like your record collection, if someone burns it and it all melts, or someone stamps all over your CD collection, if you lose your music, you've lost it. So basically always make sure that the stuff's on your computer is backed up somewhere separately. I've got a thing called Time Capsule, which does it automatically, but you can just back it up onto a separate hard drive. But it is crucial. I once took all my CDs, I had about 1,000 CDs, and fed them into my computer one by one so that I could get all my CD collection online. And I finished, I think it took me about 2.5 weeks. And then I tried to transfer it onto my iPod, pressed the wrong button, and the whole lot went, and I had to do it again. And that was not a day to be around me, I'll be honest with you. But just go for it. Never buy again, never go to a record shop again, you don't need to. And also there aren't record shops really, apart from for weird DJs.